What's up, everyone? Dem boys, back at it, man. This one is real serious, alright? You need to watch this. This is going to be goal line and red zone defense. For goal line, I'm going to show you how to shoot gaps to blow up fullback dives, sneaks, dives. It will work as well against outside runs, but for surely against any kind of inside runs, you can go ahead and just wipe that out, right? So we're going to go into the 4-4 because my fofo makes sure all your points don't grow. Bad joke. Whatever. Kiss my ass. So free safety blitz is going to be the play, alright? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and press. I'm going to take my D line and pinch. Take my linebackers and spread. Now I'm going to use this blitzing safety, but we're going to go ahead and man him up on a running back, fullback, don't matter. Just man him up on one of those guys so you can shoot the gap. If they're a few yards further back and I'm worried about like a power or some kind of off tackle, maybe a stretch, I'll probably take my defensive line and slant them outside. But if I'm worried about something right up the middle here, like now they're on like the 1 yard line, I'm not doing it. So you're just going to kind of get right into this hole here. Now I will say some of it's angled. If you think there's a fullback dive, you'll probably want to come in at a little bit of an angle. If you think it's a sneak, you might want to come in at a little bit of an angle. Just so you don't overrun it. Shoot the gap and run right past them. Which I'll show you a little more against some of this other stuff. So this is against the QB sneak. So what we're going to do to shoot the gap, and pardon me, I have two controllers in my hand. So not as easy as it would normally be. But you're just going to take and you're going to go ahead and start to pull down on your left joystick. And you want to hold that down just far enough to where it's before he lurches forward, you know? So you kind of want to get into practice mode and maybe get comfortable with how far you want to hold that down before he lurches forward. So, you know, about halfway, roughly. I have an elite controller, so yours might be a little different, but about halfway. And then as soon as they snap, you just shoot forward, right? Just like so. Simple, easy, very consistent. Very difficult to get sneaks off on that. I'm usually pissed if somebody gets away with it. Put it that way. Now, another thing that we see a lot of, so I want to show you guys, is the handoff to the fullback, right? We've seen plenty of that, I'm sure. I know I have. So again, FS blitz, press. Pinch the line in, spread the linebackers out, man up a running back or fullback, don't matter. I'm going to try to shoot it at an angle like that to get in front of the fullback. Oh. And then I whiff out, he still fumbles. Again, guys, two controllers in the hands, not as easy as you might think. But, again, you saw how easily I fired that gap. You know, super easy. Just totally whiffed with the two controllers, but yeah, shows what I wanted to show, right? So that's gonna be how we run that one. Now let's say they're a little bit further back. I'm going to show you guys my red zone defense. So this I'm going to break out if they're probably like, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 yard line, maybe even to, I don't know, 3, 4 yard line, somewhere in there. We're going to do cover 4 quarters. And I have to show you this against a few different setups because there are some caveats to understand. And then I'll also show you how to essentially well, not essentially, flat out just glitch the game. It's really what we're doing here to make this work. So, now Madden, you can confuse it. If it thinks you have 3 pass rushers, you won't see the pancakes if they run. If you have less than 3 pass rushers, you're liable to just get completely pancaked if they run. That's just how Madden figures things out. Alright? So the universal setup for this is we're going to go ahead and pinch our line and spread our linebackers. We'll do hard flat, cloud flat, play outside, all that, whatever. That's up to you, depending on what you think's coming. Now, anytime you have any type of trips formation and you play quarters, any type of quarters, with match principles, what's going to happen is the backside DB is going to play man on this receiver. He's just going to do a terrible job of it. It's going to be terrible man. And you've maybe seen people try to exploit that in game, where they'll just kind of run fade straight up. So what we're going to do, always, I don't care what you're doing, if you're playing quarters and you're keeping your match principles in, you need to go ahead and man him up. I'm always going to do that here. Okay. Now, here's where the glitch comes in. We're going to take X, and we're going to spy him, and we're just going to user this guy, and we're going to keep him on the blitz, so it doesn't matter if he's down here, if he's up here, doesn't matter at all. Madden is still going to read this as though you have 3 down linemen, so you will not get pancaked, so you have responsible run D. You also have 8 guys in coverage and a spy, right, in a very short area. So, yeah. Another thing to note as far as setup goes, if I'm worried about the running back maybe leaking out on a little streak, you'll see people do that. Backside of doubles, anytime I see a doubles formation on the weak side where there's a gap. So guys, essentially anytime you have a gap like between Y and X there, you know, there's just a receiver out wide, I'm going to take that high safety or put him on a hook curl. Alright, so now this is what you would be left with. Reason being, there's a lot of routes where if he's on a quarter, he'll just stand back here and they'll throw it right in here on you. You know, and then, you know, always if you're worried about the run, you're always going to bring the safeties in, right? You know, very, very, very difficult, right? Very difficult. They're going to have plenty of time, but guys, usually the quarterback's going to eventually try to roll one way or the other. Very few players are smart enough to just sit in the pocket and try to take all day. And even if you do, so what? I've got 8 people in coverage and a spy standing in a pass lane. You know, and your user, and if you just make sure you user where it looks like stuff's going to break open, the odds something's coming open are not good, guys, at all. But if they run, you just send the spy. To send the spy, you go ahead and you click down the right stick, guys. That's so important. Click on Run D. I've showed you guys this a lot. If you have an elite controller or the ability to get one, do it. Because what you can do is set this paddle back here to act as though this stick is clicking down. And the big advantage to that, guys, is you don't have to worry about the fake hit stick stumble. Because when you're clicking that down, if you move it at all, then it tries to do the hit stick. The guy you're using does one of these and stumbles, and you get burnt, you know, in pass coverage or something, which we definitely don't want, right? Yeah. So again, we're going to go ahead and pinch the line. That's the universal setup. We're going to spread the linebackers out wide. Always the backside of trips, man up. If ever there is a gap in here, again, we're going to take that guy and put him on a yellow. Bring the safeties down just in case we think they're running. And guys, if you think they're running to one side or another, you can get away from the universal setup a little bit, and you could slide your line that way. So like in this case, if you're running that way, so I can slide my line that way. That's fine. So we'll do HB base, and I just want to show you guys that even though we've got 2 down linemen, that this is still responsible run. You know, nobody's getting pancaked. You know, still works. You just got to make sure you leave him on that blitzing route. And we'll show you again, because I'm always a big fan of consistency's sake, right? Show it again for consistency's sake. You know, is it like the most unstoppable brick wall of run defense? No, but is it very sound run defense? Yes. Is it excellent because you've got everything you want, you know? I mean, what do you want? You've got a spy, you've got max coverage, you've got everything you need, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope y'all enjoyed. I did a little bit of in-game footage, not a lot, just because I knew this was going to be a little bit longer video, kind of getting through all this stuff, and making sure that it was all understood. If y'all got any questions as you implement it, anything like that, always feel free to give me a holler. You know, one last thing I would say, you may have like the tight end or this receiver, somebody kind of in this area of the field, coming up and running like a corner or a little quick flag, and they'll try to hit that. So, guys, another thing you could do about that, if you're really worried about that, other than obviously using it, right, because you're just kind of a rover in this case. You've got middle coverage, you've got the spy, so you can obviously go rover that. But if you don't want to go ahead and rover that or get stuck doing that, you could take, say, A and man him up, like so, right? And now you've got someone to kind of watch that if they do it. So, just something to note as well, guys. You know, little adjustments are always fine based on what your opponents are doing. I just want to give you the glitch and really how I run it. So, yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy the in-game footage. Damn boys. Peace.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll give it here to Brown. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 3rd and goal. And shedding through the tackle. And this play doesn't go anywhere.
You to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Down throw for Steve Young, incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. The game's opening drive. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 2-yard line.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll give it here to Brown. And he is met quickly.